Hello everybody, my name is the Critical Wizard, and welcome to another edition of Critical Critique. Today, I'm going to be talking about yet another movie of my childhood, Bionicle, Mask of Light. Now, the reason I've been picking so many movies, from my past is mostly I'm picking movies from my own personal DVD collection. If I've bought a movie on DVD, it means I thought it was a good enough film to want to watch it again. I've picked Bionicle Mask of Light because it is a good movie, in my opinion. The other two, I do have the other, or the next two, because they made way more. But I do have the next two movies on DVD as well, but I did not think they were as good as the first one. The first one was a really good animated film for its time, because it allowed the characters, you could get the Bionicle toys or whatever, but it allowed us to fully realize what they looked like. It gave them fully functioning hands, and they could move in their environments, and each one had a completely different environment, and they all had different personalities, and they, interacted with each other and stuff. And it's it gave a really strong idea of the world that Bionicle had built up until that point. And I felt that, Mask of Light was another, it could have easily just been a cash grab, get the new toys out there so kids run out and buy them. But I do feel like the people who made the movie really tried their best to make something that was worth watching. And it, for me and, a lot of other kids, it really showed, and this was a really good film. Another key point of this film is it's a coming-of-age story, where it's the audience immediately knows who the hero is supposed to be, but, everyone in the movie is not quite as sure. There's the main character who finds the mask, the seventh toe mask, and everyone watching the film knows he's going to be the one, who finally, becomes the seventh Toa, or finds the seventh Toa, or whatever. But, all throughout the film, they use certain types of tricks to make the characters in the film think that it's his friend who found the mask, thinks it's his friend who's going to find the seventh Toa, thinks it's his friend who's going to become this legendary hero, and he's just along for the ride. But as the viewer, you watch the events unfold. You know he found the mask, you know what his destiny is going to be, and you are waiting for him to realize his own potential. And I feel these coming-of-age stories work pretty well when they're told correctly. And it's a kid's film, so it's not too in-depth, but I really do feel this film handled it pretty well. I'm not entirely sure what else to say about this film. I really enjoyed it, and, if you haven't seen it, you should probably go check it out yourself. But in the end, that is just my opinion. If you have a different opinion, you can leave that in the comments below, and I'll be happy to read them. So, thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, leave a like to let me know, and if not, that's alright, and I'll see you guys in the next part. Bye!